NAFSA activities gave me ways to build skill sets useful every day on my campus. Of note, being chair of the 2000 annual conference in San Diego. My day job was made easier by staying in close contact with national, regional, and local colleagues, including our Philadelphia area networking group. I learned how to advocate for legislation as well as advocate for my own office. NAFSA provided opportunities to engage campus leaders at conferences and well beyond. An early participant in the HIG, Healthcare Institutions Interest Group, what I learned from colleagues was invaluable in helping navigate the complexities of the academic healthcare arena. I gained a broad perspective on the field of international education, its ethical norms, and the importance of the work we do to welcome and serve our constituents. With almost 45 years of involvement in NAFSA, lifelong friendships to enjoy, my phase 2 involvement begins. Thanks, NAFSA.
I'm so very honored to be recognized by NAFSA with life membership, and I want to thank my nominators for advancing my name. You know who you are. 41 years ago, I attended my first NAFSA conference as a graduate student looking for employment. Little did I know that I was joining an organization that would have a major impact on my professional and personal life. I have been blessed to participate in NAFSA's work that remains vitally important to our world. But it's the NAFSA friends and colleagues I have met during the past 4 decades, those who share a similar worldview, that I will continue to treasure for the rest of my life. Thank you, NAFSA, for making this special part of my life possible. And to you younger NAFSAns out there, NAFSA is your organization whose success rests on your efforts. Get involved in your organization. It's well worth it. Thank you.
Hey, NAFSA, welcome to Colorado. I want to thank you for the Life Membership Award. NAFSA has always been a place to recharge your professional batteries. And I remember my first conference about 30 years ago and how the immigration discussion just went flying over my head. Well, since then, I became more and more involved as a NAFSA leader, chair of KISS, chair of Region 2, regulatory practice, advocacy, conferences, task forces, and so forth. And all of that has been a privilege, but I think maybe it was one of my first positions on the ethics committee that most influenced my professional approach. Well, I'm grateful to NAFSA, to the leaders, to the staff, and of course to all my cherished colleagues. Thanks again, and have a great conference here in Denver.
I was thrust into international education by a small help wanted ad in the New York Times, looking for someone to develop and be an editor at a fledgling publications department. That was 1975, and the ad was placed by the Institute of International Education, and I never looked back. Thanks to mentors at IIE and throughout my career in the field who talked up an umbrella group called NAFSA and said, go for it. NAFSA membership and volunteer leadership became a constant touchstone throughout my career. Sure, I worked hard and I volunteered hard, but I stood on the shoulders of giants in our field. That's why this is the message for NAFSA, and that I have been awarded life membership, from which I am so grateful. It's the community aspect of NAFSA, being part of a large association, but carving out your own niche and with colleagues who will be friends for life. It's the comfort of knowing you're not alone at your job and having to make a hard decision. There's friends and colleagues all around you, and you've met them at NAFSA conferences and at regionals, and you've sat next to them at board meetings. It's knowing as a NAFSA leader that you've had the opportunity to craft a discussion and about solutions for our field, that your peers trust you, and that they value your judgment and your intellect, that you have the opportunity through the diversity that's part of NAFSA to learn from colleagues outside of your comfort zone and outside of your niche. NAFSA volunteer leadership was a professional, transformational experience for me. I've held wonderful experiences at a variety of higher education associations throughout my career. Being on the NAFSA staff for the last almost 30 years, was the cherry on top of that sundae. Thank you again to the board for awarding me this membership. I'm honored to be part of the illustrious group of lifers. Thank you.
I want to thank my colleagues and my friends in NAFSA for this honor. My career in international education began in 1974 with a job at the NAFSA staff, and I never would have imagined that my affiliation with NAFSA would have nurtured and sustained me for more than 40 years. It is really the single most defining dimension of my career. First and foremost, it's given me the most wonderful and generous colleagues. We have a shared feeling of what's important in this work and how to get it accomplished. And it's given me an opportunity for professional development at a time in higher education where staff development wasn't a priority. So I learned to chair a committee, plan a national conference, and all of that had a huge benefit for me. So thank you, NAFSA, and everybody have a good time in Denver.
I'm deeply honored to receive this NAFSA Life Membership Award. When I joined NAFSA many years ago as a younger English language program administrator, I did so primarily to receive resource and professional development opportunities. Little did I know how far NAFSA membership would exceed these expectations. Now, many decades later, NAFSA membership and service has become a defining theme in my professional career. NAFSA services allowed me to contribute in concrete ways to advancing and advocating for international education and exchange in all of its forms. And I've been especially privileged to be part of a NAFSA family of colleagues whom I deeply respect. I'm also especially grateful for the many generous, enduring, cherished friendships I've developed as a result of my NAFSA membership. Thank you again, NAFSA, for this Life Membership Award, and many thanks to my colleagues who nominated me for it.